Alright, alright people, so I just wanted to quickly talk about, maybe not quickly, I don't know how long this video will be, just talk about this Canadian shooting. So apparently two people died or whatever. I got a couple things to show you guys. There was a tweet that was sent out by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. I got it, as you can see it's right there. It says, members of the public are asked not to post videos or photos of the ongoing incident to ensure safety of the first responders and the public. So basically, I know it's Canada and I know they don't have a constitution, but basically just, you know, getting rid of free speech. People think like, oh, when somebody gets shot, when there's a criminal, we lose all our rights. No, we still have our rights even though there's a criminal on the loose or whatever. We still have our rights. We don't lose our rights. You know, if you're in public and you want to take a picture, you can take a picture. Just because one person dies doesn't mean I get to lose my First Amendment rights and the freedom of press. So they're like, oh, not to post videos or photos of the ongoing incident. Like, you know, you can. You know, you can. If when 9/11 was happening, if you wanted to take a picture of the building falling down, you very well could have and put it on fucking Twitter if there was a Twitter back then. But anyway, I mean, it's just stupid to fucking say that, I think, in my opinion. It's pretty much, you know, censoring the media. Like, it's the media's job to get in there to film what's going on in the situation and to post it to the public. That's the media's job. And if you're telling, oh, you can't take pictures of the situation, then you're infringing on the media and what they're supposed to do and report to the public. Then we've got this guy. Um, it's loading here. Um, this guy from the let me see if I can. Oh yeah, Josh Wingrove or whatever, who was a guy working for the uh, Globe and Mail or something like that. He was a reporter who was at the scene. I believe he was at the scene. He was, and he sent out a tweet here. If you could see that. And he said, Ottawa police tactical officers are here and very kindly pointing their guns at every reporter, ordering hands in the air and us to the ground. So again, when there's a criminal on the loose, doesn't mean you get to lose your rights. We saw that in the Boston bombing when there was a suspect on the loose and there was police officers going door to door, like smashing people's doors in and fucking raiding their houses. Just because there's one criminal, doesn't mean I lose my rights. All right. Now it would be different if, you know, if you got word the criminal was trying to think of a situation. You know, if the criminal was, you know, on your block or in a very confined area, then that would be a probable cause. But if you don't have a general, you know, if you don't have general information about, you know, where the terrorist or the criminal is, like if you think he's in a whole city, then you don't have the right to go around pointing a gun at everybody's head and say, you know, get down, hands up. You don't have a right to do that. You have to have probable cause. Like for, you know, as I said, if you get word he's on, you know, in one specific area, then you have a probable cause. But you don't have probable cause here to go around pointing guns at everybody's head. You know, it's like when something bad happens, you know, the government just thinks martial law is declared and they can do whatever the fuck they want. No, we still get our rights. Alright, so anyway, you know, let's get to the actual events. So, you know, everybody knows I'm a big, if you want to call it conspiracy. I haven't seen any evidence of a conspiracy or an inside job by the Canadian government. Is it possible? It's always possible. Actually, the government, especially the American government, should be the number one suspect in any terrorist attack or whatever, because they have been proven to lie and actually be behind these terrorist attacks so many times. But you know, I think if it usually when it's an inside job, the media coverage is very you know, there's usually an immediate response to it. You know, like fucking, we're gonna take your rights, we're gonna take your guns, we're gonna do something to you know, take your rights. It's usually that. But here I don't see anything really. you know, and but always, you know, it could possibly be, they could say, oh, it was an ISIS guy, whether it was or not. They say, oh, now we gotta put boots on the ground in ISIS. Like this could be a launching pad for more ISIS attacks, whether they be legitimate or not. So, you know, I don't really know. We've gotten very few details on it, on the situation. But you do figure that the Parliament building should be one of the most protected areas in all of Canada, and they didn't really do that great a job, you know, protecting it. I don't think. I mean, the one guy was killed and the guy got on the loose. Like, you know, it seemed like a kind of, I don't know all the details, but you figure they would be better secured. But then again, you look at the White House and you got White House jumpers jumping over the fence and getting into the White House. So that's pretty, yeah, that's great, you know. So our fucking security's a paper tiger, so theirs probably is too. So, and then let me get to this last point here. So, but again, could it be an inside job by the government? Always it could be. But there's no evidence to prove that yet. You're probably going to get people, oh, Canada did it, you know, I don't know, you know, there's zero evidence to prove that, you know, but it's always, you always got to take that into consideration. Because actually most of the time it ends up being the government that's behind it, especially when it comes to America. But anyway, you know, I see when people die, like when one person dies, I quoted this on my Twitter today, Joseph Stalin. He says when one person dies, it's a tragedy. When a million die, it's a statistic. And even though Joseph Stalin's an evil man, that quote is so fucking great. It's not great, but just true. It's so fucking true. Because you'll see, you know, one fucking person in this situation, one or two people die. And I'm not saying, you know, that their life didn't matter. It's always a tragedy when somebody dies. But you get one or two people dying, and the media is all over it. Oh, my prayers go out to them. How about the fucking thousands of people ISIS have murdered? You don't care about those people, do you? That they get their heads chopped off. No. So one innocent person dies, and we have this whole, you know, oh, my prayers go, and yeah, my prayers do go out to the family. It was a tragedy, but why aren't you fucking getting all up in arms about these hundreds and thousands of people that ISIS has been killing? I don't see anybody getting, you know, sending out tweets about that. No, you know, it's like, and Stalin is so correct in that. He just hits the nail, you know, right on by saying that quote. You know, like fucking in terrorist attacks, you'll see, you know, every once in a while, you know, the ISIS guys cutting off people's heads, and those, I don't even know those videos are real because there's experts saying they're probably not real. But you get fucking what, 4 Americans dying, and oh my god, we gotta go to war with ISIS now. When fucking Americans are dying all over the fucking world. In here in this country, 4 Americans die, all right, and we gotta go to war over it, you know. But you know, you get so many other ways where people are dying, and you know, it's just fucking stupid. Like one person will die. You know, we get all these mass shootings. Fucking 11,000 people about die per year via gun deaths in the United States. But when it's a mass shooting, when 20 people die, oh, it's a huge fucking deal, even though it's a fucking small ass percentage of the people who die. So, you know, they just use opportunities for when terrorists, you know, these so-called terrorist attacks, when, you know, like in the Boston bombing, yeah, it was a tragedy, but what, 2 people died, 3 people died, a lot of people got injured. It was a bad event, you know, probably carried out by our government, you know, but it was you know, people got injured. But again, you know, 2 people, 3 people dead. I mean, terrorists have killed like fucking, you know, a few Americans per year on average. So, you know, I just don't get like why people are so scared of terrorists, and why it becomes a huge fucking, why are terrorists like this huge fucking deal? You know, why don't we have a fucking huge deal about deer, because deer kill more people than humans per year. Honeybees, you know, fucking, it's ridiculous. More people drown in their bathtubs every fucking year. Then get fucking killed, or Americans. So it's like when one person dies, you know, again, Stalin hit it right on. I'm not a Stalin supporter. When one person dies, it's a tragedy. When a few people die, you know, it's a big news story, it's a tragedy. But when, you know, a lot die, when a million die, when Mao kills 80 million people, 75 million people, whatever, you know, it's an estimate. Oh, it's just a statistic in the history books. But when one American dies, it's a huge deal. Yet, probably today, you had fucking, you know, 11 million, what's that? 11 million divided by 365 is, I don't know what. You got a calculator here. Gun deaths. So, let me figure out what that is. Go to where's my fucking calculator app? 11,000. I think I said 11 million. 11,000 fucking ads. Can't even fucking click off the app now. They gave me a fucking ad and I don't even know how to fucking click off the app. The ad, look at it, it just puts it right there and leaves it there. Fucking bullshit. I'll just go to fucking Google. I'm sorry guys, you know, I don't I just go right off the top of my head, so when I think of something I'm not planning ahead for this shit. So 11,000 divided by 365 is 30 right there, people. So 30 people died today, probably around there, because of gun deaths. I'm not for gun control, but I'm just saying. 30 Americans died because of gun deaths, but we're going to make a big deal when, you know, one dies because of a terrorist attack. It's just that mentality I don't get. I don't get it all. In fucking another about 20, whatever, I think like a lot, probably more than 20. It's a lot more than 20. Car crashes. I mean, the car crashes kill a lot of people per year. So, I mean, again, there's a lot more things that are bad than fucking terrorists and whatever. So they make a big deal when one person dies, but in actuality, a lot of other people died today. for innocent people died today prematurely and were shot by people when they shouldn't have been shot. So people, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. I mean, yes, it's a tragedy. Whenever somebody dies, it's a tragedy. But it's no different than when other people die. So don't make it. I hate when they make a huge fucking big deal about it. There's bigger problems in the world than, you know, this happening. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts on the Canadian shooting or whatever the fuck you want to call it.